Hey guys, how's it going? It's Bruce here. I just wanted to thank Coach Perry for allowing me to take the time to give you guys some overall tips for the Sumo Deadlift. Now, this particular method of deadlift can be preferable for several different reasons. For me in particular, I'm a taller guy. I have longer femurs and longer legs, and I have longer arms. So depending on your body type and what you prefer is kind of going to determine which particular method that you would use. Now, again, like I said, I have done sumo deadlifts basically my whole life. I've tried both conventional and sumo, but this is kind of what worked for me. So I'm just going to give you guys some pointers on the setup, proper grip, just kind of like everything that I use to start from the ground up for a proper sumo deadlift. So let's get started. Okay, so with the sumo deadlift, like I mentioned, depending on how long your limbs are on your body, can determine which one works better for you, whether it's conventional or sumo. So just a little demonstration on say just like a normal deadlift. I'll try to get to the side angle here. So as you see, I have longer legs. So if I'm doing a deadlift, it's a little bit longer of a distance for me to pull, and it's kind of awkward to get over my knees because my legs are so long. So reverse this to say what I would do for a sumo pull, which I'll show you the setup. Now look at the difference, how much easier it is for me to pull in more of a straight upright manner. So now instead of having to clear my legs, I can keep the bar much closer to my body. So a front view of conventional would be more like this for me. Whereas sumo looks like this to me. Let's talk about foot placement. The distance between your feet is determined to where at your furthest down position you have about a 90-degree angle at your knee. So for me, it's right about here. Let me line up to the bar to where my feet are. Mine are, I use the innermost ball of my ankle on the innermost ring of the bar. And if you see when I get down here, that's about exactly 90 degrees. All right, so the approach to the bar for me, like I said, is going to be innermost ring, foot, innermost ring inside of foot. So I'm super close. Okay, so now with the actual over-under grip, which I recommend. So if you look at this bar, I've determined that I need 2 fingers off this way for both hands, but I'm doing a reverse grip. So my overhand grip is going to be to where I have it middle finger, which means 2 fingers on the inside of the knurling. And then if I'm going to do the same thing with the underhand, I'm going to need my 2 innermost fingers as well. And you don't want to have too much meat gripping the bar. You actually want to get just enough and get tight, because you will notice once you get some weight, this is going to start to slip. So you want to have no skin pinching. You don't want to get a bunch of meat here. You want to keep it nice and tight and lock in. And obviously, if you need a wider grip, whatever you determine, you just match it reverse on the other side. Okay, so for me, I'm going to set up again, innermost portion of my ankle on the inside lines. I'm nice and straight. I'm tight in, and now I'm going to get in with my hands. Again, you want to keep it straight down. And I'm grabbing my grip just like I explained. And notice now from here, I'm wiggling myself tight. Here's the most important part is staying tight in both this deadlift and conventional, but you want to stay tight by tightening up your lats, keeping your arms straight, and it always starts from the ground with the legs, and then the hips come through. Now, I always reset for each to get tight again. Now, let me get a little bit further back here, like this. Tight, hips. Now, reset, tight, hips. Notice everything is straight with my arms. All right, let's get another angle, same setup. Feet inside, even, stay tight. Kick this out. All right. Hands right, arms straight, locked in, up, tighten up lats. Okay, so for this one, we're going to pay attention to breathing. Notice before each rep, before I reset, I take a huge breath of air and fill up my lungs. And then at the end of each one, I reset. So watch that on this one. And also your neck, you never want to be looking up. You can even look down a little bit more or neutral, but you want a neutral spine. So you want to keep your neck from jerking up. So watch, kind of keep a couple cues on this set here. The final thing that I want to watch on this set here is keeping the tension in the bar. I don't know if you've ever heard about like letting the slack out or taking the slack out of the bar. What you want is, here's your bar. You don't want to lose tension when you jerk up first. So if you get that tension, notice that's kind of why I go up with my legs to get tight, because I'm pulling tension out of that bar and it never leaves for the pull up. So you never hear like a jerk or a slack. So I'll try to compare. The first one will be a bad pull. The second one will be a good pull with the tension correct. Tight everything here, but I lose it coming down to where I lose it. So it'll be like this. Notice how sloppy that looked? Now this one, I'm going to keep the tension. So you go up, tight. Notice how no slack was, you never heard that snap. All right, guys, so I hope that was helpful in kind of getting you guys familiarized with a couple things to think about when setting up your sumo deadlift. Again, I appreciate Coach Perry for allowing me to do this, and good luck out there.